Okay, so we got this flow switch for ER252 Lochinvar pool boiler. This is a water boiler. We're not heating air, we're heating water here. This is the flow switch right here. Liquid flow switch. I think it closes at around 5 psi, something like that. It's not a high, it doesn't have a high low limit on it. You know, it's kind of my day off. That's why you see the slides there. I shut down the circulation pump on the left, the circulation pump on the right. You got the booster pump that comes on. We actually run it 24/7, not 24/7, but during our days of operation. This is the ER252. As you see, it has a auxiliary device 1 open lockout code. If you look at the thing, it would show you, if you look at the diagram, it will show you all of the safety switches that keep it from running, and that's one right there that I pointed at on that left pipe. You see that right there? I got the identical already, so we're going to replace that. We turned it off. Whenever I jumped out this flow switch, which you see the water pressure device right there, I'm a little confused as to if auxiliary device is the flow switch, because it has water pressure switch as well. And the reason why I think it is auxiliary device 1 is because whenever I jumped the switch out or made common to normally open, the thing started up and the code went away. So I bought the part, $300 something to replace it. Turned off the booster pump, circulation pump, and the chemical feeder pump. All 3 of those have been turned off. I'm trying to talk through this real fast because I was talking at the time, but you couldn't hear it because all of the motors running around me. So I'm doing a voiceover. So you got a supply and the output. You can see by the arrow right there, that's the output. Pretty straightforward unit. I actually like these Lochinvar boilers because they tell you what's wrong with them. You just got to figure it out as far as the sequence of operations. So I closed off one side, valved off both sides. One of them actually didn't close all the way, which I just found that out. But that's the old flow switch right there. It's got normally open with the white wire, and whoever put that on there is ridiculous. That should not have been put on there like that. Black wire looks better, but we're gonna put some little fittings on there to make that a tighter connection. Got it off right there. That's my new one right there. Just got to remember where to put the wires. Only 2 wires. It just closes the circuit. It's a safety device. Unscrew it. Thought I had it drained, but there was some water in there, but not that much water because it's just what was left in the pipe. So throw a towel down. Go ahead and take it out. So went ahead, took it out. That's the new one that you see, and that's the fitting I'm talking about. That I'm gonna put on there to get that connection. And you see on my tools there that they even got this stuff color coordinated at this point. When you crimp that thing down, it'll tell you exactly which crimp to use. The most important thing though is the flow, and the arrow of the flow on the flow switch is facing the direction that the water is going. The other important thing is the paddle, the length of the paddle. If the length of the paddle is not correct, it will not perform correctly. So I tend to use the same paddle that was from the old flow switch and not use the new flow switch's paddles, because the paddles I got, they weren't the same size. So I used the same size. And now you see there I got the little fittings on there. It's nice and tight, nice and snug, crimped down on there. Got it hooked up now, and it actually did start running after a while. It gave me a little bit of trouble, but it did. As you see, pool heating now. It was at 101 when I got there. I think by the time I finished the video, it was at 102. But, you know, looking at this diagram, it's a very simple Lochinvar. And they're actually, easy to PM as well. But this is the part that's confusing. It says water pressure switch, then you got air pressure switch, which that's that right there. That's the air pressure switch, which senses the induction motor, the pressure inside of the cabin where the heat exchangers are, so it knows it's getting airflow. I know what that is, but the part that is confusing, it says water pressure switch, and then it says auxiliary device 1, and that's the lockout I got. But the switch that I replace, it senses the pressure of the water, so why would it be auxiliary device 1? That is water pressure switch and auxiliary device 1. It almost makes me think it's the same thing, but I don't know, because that's the code I got, which I don't know if this really fixed the problem or not. I'm gonna figure out, I'm gonna know in due time. I will know, and if it is not auxiliary device 1, then I will have to try this sensor here, which is a inlet sensor or outlet sensor, no, inlet, and then I got a high limit sensor on there as well, and I'll have to kind of go to those other things because it kind of threw me for a loop. But you see that thing burning through that sight glass. That's what we want to see. We want to stay in operation. This is general maintenance is what I do, but I guess the knowledge of some of this is not general, in which that's what I love. I love to learn. I knew nothing about this unit when I started working here. Been working here almost 10 years, and I've learned a ton just from reading error codes in Google. So see, my pressure there is about 6 psi. And yeah, it's running for now. We're gonna see if it holds up, man. That's kind of what you got to do. All roads led me to that thing, and I replaced it. So glorified parts replacer, call me that all you want. YJ, I'm out.